Hey guys, thanks for coming back and checking out the channel. I got a box in today from Viper Scale Racing. I ordered it about 6 days ago, and I was surprised how fast it got here because we had Veterans Day and then Sunday, and even with that, when mail's not moving, it still got here really quick. So let me show you what was in the box. Okay, so I ordered two of the V-spec chassis, Viper Scale Racing, the V-spec chassis, two 35 ohm controllers, and normally I'd run a 45 ohm, and I'll probably order two more of the 45 ohm, and I'll have these 35 ohm. But I kind of like the 35 ohm, and I wanted to try them out, so I'll order the 45 ohm. But I was talking to a friend of mine, and he likes to run the OS3 from TFX. And it's a pancake motor. Some of you may have heard of them, but and he said if you're going to run those, you might like the 35 ohm. So all right, I'll get two of those, and then I'll order two of the 45 ohm down the road. And if I like the 35 ohm, I'll stick with the 35 ohm. But here's one. I opened one, and I'm a big guy. I'm 6'5". I weigh about 265 pounds. And I've got big hands, and this really fits my hand well. So you can see, I mean, I have big hands, and that really fits my hand nice. Feels nice. Super smooth trigger. And you can see the wiper in there. They give you some instructions in there. Not really instructions, but it just talks about the controller. And they want you to clean the wiper there, and it gives you the specifics with the paper that's included, but they want you to clean that. Basically what you do is you open up the controller, and you can see there's some Phillips head screws there, nuts on the back, and then one in the handle. But basically what you do is you open it. Very simple to open it. A little bit of lighter fluid on a Q-tip, and clean that wiper until there's nothing showing on the Q-tip, until it comes off clean, and that's it. And then the pivot point, when you open it up, you'll see the pivot point. Every once in a while, they said you can lubricate that with a plastic friendly lubricant. Lubricant, I find, especially with slot cars, less is more. So what I did was I bought some 45 ohm controllers from Mid-America Raceway. They're inexpensive. They're really decent controllers. I think these were about $15 a piece. I'll leave the eBay link down below for when I purchased these. I bought 4 of them for the 36x80 interior door layout. But that's the 45 ohm. There's a 120 ohm controller on the right that you would get with if you ordered like the Super International set or any of the new sets from Tomy. And then you can see the Professor motor controller in comparison. So I can't remember the price of these controllers off the top of my head, but I'll leave. Let's see. I'll leave the link for these off Viper's website, and if I can, or I'll just leave the price for the controller. So we've got the brush spreading tool. This is a budget brush spreading tool that they sell. I think they're about $1.25. So you can order a couple of those, or you can order this one. Nicer to use, nicer tool, a little more precise, but that one will get the job done. Pinion installation and removal tool. You can see on the end right here. That's what you use to press your pinion on, and this end is what you use to get your pinion off. That's a great tool. Use something like that if you can, instead of a flat tip screwdriver. You can use whatever you want really, but that's just money well spent. And then I got the oiler, the Pro Oiler. It is filled. It's pretty thick oil. You can see the oil's filled up right to about there. It's not full to the top, which is fine with me. This will last forever. And they call this a motor installation aid, I think. I don't know if you can see the tip of that or not. It's basically a flathead screwdriver. It's got a little bit of a curved edge right there. I don't know if you can make that out. But so here's how the V-spec chassis comes packaged. It's got a resealable closure, which I guess is good. You know, if you're going to throw it in your pit box or whatever, you can throw it in here if you want to keep dust and all that stuff off of it. Here's the chassis, and I ordered the ones with the AURORA clip. And I took this body out. This is one of my, basically a runner. And one thing that I noticed is that these fit really well. There's hardly any body rock. I kind of like a little rock. There's a little bit. Yeah, that's about where I like it. But they are tight. Anybody, you know, when you're pulling them off. I don't know. Maybe some of you have heard or experienced. My experiences with blue bodies molded in blue from the AURORA cars, the older AURORA AFX cars. They can be brittle, and you can break them easily. So consider that. Think about that before you put one on this chassis. I could see where if I was prying something off, where it could crack. Even, you know, some of the blue bodies, I don't even run my older AURORA bodies like the Elf or the 6-wheel Elf. In my experience, they get brittle. So leave a note, leave a comment down below if you've heard of that or if you've experienced it yourself. So, so that's about it really. I got this chassis spreader. That's another tool for, you know, if you're going to break the chassis down. And these type of tools are money well spent. I mean, Viper Scale Racing, you know, they came up with a lot of this stuff for their chassis. And it's what they use. And if you're going to work on the chassis, it's what you should use. So that's it for right now, guys. Let's see. The 36x80 interior door layout. I've really dropped the ball on that. I've been super busy with work and a lot of outdoor work getting ready for winter. I live in Connecticut, and so a lot of yard work, a lot of leaf cleanup, and some other things around the yard, blowing out the sprinkler system and all that. So no more excuses. I'll try to get that done. I'll try to get something laid out on the 36x80 door layout. I know a lot of you want to see if my experiment of putting the expandable insulation foam ejected into the door, see if that does anything as far as quieting the layout down. So there's the 36x80 door. The only progress has been that my great nephew came over and he threw a bunch of the stickers on the face of the table, and I think a couple on the end there. You can't really make those out. And then the other project is this is what I ordered the Professor Motor 35 ohm controllers for. This is the 4x12. Just like the interior door layout, I haven't had time to do anything since I did the rough framing. So I've got all the wiring, all the wire, the terminal blocks, just everything I need. So I'll get everything wired, the driver stations, power supply, I'll get all that squared up. And then once I get it all wired, you want to wire it before you put any decking, because you don't want to be crawling underneath there trying to wire it with all the plywood on top. It's just much easier to do it this way. Work smarter, not harder, right? So, all right, that's the 4x12, and I can't wait to get that all set. One of the guys from my radio-controlled airplane club came over to pick up an airplane that I was giving to him, and he saw it and he got really excited and said that he had, you know, tons of AFX cars when he was a kid, and he's like, I'd love to come over and race with you this winter. And I was like, all right. And then my brother-in-law came over for a party we had this past weekend, and he said the same thing. I mean, he was so excited. He said, you know, what are you going to run for cars? And I told him we'll run Wizards and the TFX OS3s, and then of course the Viper V-spec cars that I just showed you. So I sent him some links, and I'll have to check in with him. But he was ordering his own controller. I said, I have controllers, but I don't know. He got all psyched about it. So he's going to order a couple cars, and he's going to order a controller. So got a few people interested. And then, of course, I have my nieces and nephews and my daughter. So we'll go from there. So that's the latest, guys. Thanks for checking out the video. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, please leave a comment down below. I'll be sure to answer you. And again, I apologize for not making any progress on the door layout. I tend to do that. I go, and then I'll get wrapped up in something else. And it's just, I don't know, just the way I am. But we'll get that going. Thanks for checking out the video. I hope everybody's well. Stay healthy. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.